Hello there. I hope you're all well and safe and healthy and finding some ways to count blessings in these challenges that we're all facing, all this change, and feeling compassion for yourself, for others. It's certainly a challenging time to do all of that. So I wanted to share with you a meditation that I've been practicing for a while now. It's a meditation that invites the awareness of nature within us. It is a meditation on the five elements as we think of them in Ayurveda. The Pancha Mahabhuta, five great elements, are space, air, fire, water, and earth. And when we think of those words for those elements, we probably connect more easily with them in terms of how we see them in nature, in Mother Nature. Space, cloudless sky. Air, the wind. Fire, sun, water, rivers, oceans, rain. And the earth, the trees, the plants, flowers, the land. But we have all of these elements within us. And I find this meditation is particularly powerful right now, both to stay connected to nature outside and also to nature within ourselves and within other people. So I practice this before my breath with movement, my yogasana practice, my pranayama practice in the morning, but I find it's a wonderful meditation on its own. I practice it sitting upright. When we turn our inner gaze inward, we're focusing on these elements at different places along our central channel, along the spine. So that sense of rising, and we begin with the earth element at the base of the spine, even though the space element manifested first. But to get that sense of grounding in a meditation, beginning with the earth element serves that purpose very well. But you can do it lying down. It's a beautiful meditation lying down as well. But to invite in that sense of rising from the earth, the seated position, works best for me. So I invite you to find a quiet space, comfortable, seated position or lying down. And I invite you to, first of all, close your eyes and turn your gaze inward towards your breath to begin with. And this is just focusing on natural breath. No ujjayi, no breath retention. Although I would invite you to think of your breath in four parts. The inhalation, as we feel the breath coming in through the nostrils, into the chest. And then a pause at the end of the inhalation. That suspension of breath. And just enjoy the stillness there. And then beginning your exhalation, fully exhaling all the air out of the body. And also pausing at the end of the exhalation. So following our breath in that way, with your eyes closed for a few more moments. And then I invite you to draw your attention to the base of your spine, your buttocks, your sitting bones. Feel them on the mat, on the cushion, on the floor, wherever you are positioned right now, and just inviting in that sense of the earth element and how that feels in our body, our structure, the muscular support around our bones, our ability to sit upright. In this subtle energy system, the chakra at the base of the spine is called the Muladhara chakra, root support. So inviting in that sense of the earth as it supports us, as it grounds us. And you may start to bring in those words of grounding, rooting, earthing, stabilizing, steadying. And you may now bring in visualizations of trees, plants, maybe animals that invite in that sense of the heaviness of earth, the steadiness of earth, elephants, for example. And also that sense of slowness, of slowing down, of being steady. And you may find as you move through this meditation that there will be certain elements that you will want to dwell in longer, depending on how you're feeling. So in that way, you can really tend to any feeling. It may change from morning till night, particularly at the moment. So if you need to spend longer in one element, then please do so. Right now I find myself a little longer in the earth element. But equally some mornings you may want to bring in focus and clarity, which may mean spending longer in the fire element. So just sitting here for a few more moments, feeling the sense of earth within us, within others, and outside in nature. And then drawing your awareness, your inner gaze, from the base of the spine to the middle of the pelvis. Here we start to invite in the sense of how we feel the water element in our bodies. This is a place where water leaves our body. This is also our seat center, that space of potentiality of creating new beings. It may also invite in an overall sense of creativity right now, that ability to flow with the change, to fill your space in a soft way, the way water does. And you may want to feel the connection to the rivers in our veins, fluid around our joints, our digestive juices, tears in our eyes. All of these, the water element within us, our cerebral spinal fluid. So dwelling here in the water element, the visualizations, the oceans, the rivers, the rain, fish, dolphins, swans. And then as you move up from the middle of the pelvis towards your navel, and here we bring our focus to the fire element, to the element of transformation, of transmutation. We may want to invite in words like clarity, focus, insight. We may be visualizing live flames, candles, fire pits, gatherings around those fire pits, that bringing together of the fire element, and the sense of how the fire element within us, our gastric juices again, help us transform food into nutrients. How the fire element helps us transform thoughts into ideas through our intelligence, our sight, the light, helping us to see our inner and outer vision. Vision, another word we might want to invite in, as we feel how the fire element can help us stay in balance. Or maybe our fire element is a little bit imbalanced, so perhaps we need to spend more time in the water element, or the earth, or space as it comes. So feeling the connection between these elements and how they also support one another. Just as they support one another in nature, they also support us within. So now moving from the fire element to the heart, to the air element. that space where we feel the air most acutely coming into our chest. How does the air element feel in your body, in your breath, in your ability to move, to change, to adapt? Visualizing perhaps butterflies, birds, wind, those ways those animals, those beautiful creatures are able to move so easily with change in the wind. And bringing that attention to the heart space, when we feel the air fill our heart space and that rising, so inviting in that sense of fearlessness, bravery, because we have the earth, we have the water, we have the fire there to support us as well. And inviting in the sense of compassion and courage, love and peace into our hearts. And then moving to the throat, feeling now the space element, the host of all the elements. And when we meditate on our throat space, we feel that threshold, that place where we decide whether we will express or not. So, sense of our expression, our freedom of expression. Do you need to tend more to your ability to speak your truth? And equally to tend to your boundaries. This is a challenging time for each and every one of us to protect our space that has now been contained. So spending time there, feeling the space within you, feeling those spaces when you meditate that you can go to for refuge. But above all, knowing that there is freedom within, there is freedom outside. There are these ways to communicate now that we're all being sent towards, forced towards, diving into, so that we can continue to communicate and enjoy our self-expression. So just spending some moments, the visualizations of space, as I mentioned, the cloudless sky, starlit sky, the sacred spaces within. And so I invite you to stay in whatever element is serving you most, or maybe scanning all five, and just remembering and feeling that nature within you, connected to others, connected to Mother Nature. And although we are all apart right now, we are by no means separated. So I send love and enjoy your meditation.